Alright, so
What up, y'all? It's Black Nerd Planet.
Black Nerd Planet. I don't know why I'm repeating. But yeah, this is the first Pokemon
A little short.
only discussion, as we usually put them in the podcast. But now we're gonna do a series of them, leading up to Sword and Shield, coming up this November 15th, I think.
Which is like less than 2 months.
Yeah, I said, well, it is less than 2 months now.
We're halfway through September at this point.
Wow. But this is coming right after the announcement of Sirfetch'd. The new Galarian version evolution of Sirfetch'd, which is long overdue in some people's opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I could agree with that. I don't care about Sirfetch'd, but you know, he's a cool Pokemon to have.
For some reason, I felt like you liked Sirfetch'd. Maybe I don't know why I thought that.
I mean, like I said, he's a cool Pokemon. I mean, I like
never use him.
Pokemon, but no, I don't care. Ain't he normal type? Ain't that a normal type?
Yeah, he was normal flying at first.
Yeah, and I don't care about normal type at all.
Yeah, only normal types I usually use are like, I don't even know. Now that I'm trying to think about it, like who I even use. But yeah, when you talk about Sirfetch'd, evolution of Farfetch'd and Sword and Shield, he is gonna be fighting type, which is very different from, like you said, him being normal flying type.
That's complete opposite.
Switching to usually Farfetch'd just has like the onion stick or the leek or whatever they call it. Why is it called a leek? What makes it different than an onion? I don't know. I didn't look all that up.
That's the same as like never mind.
But yeah, so Farfetch'd turns into Sirfetch'd in Galarian form, whatever, in Galar. And they said though that they're insinuating that he evolves after a series or enough battle experience, but they didn't say it as if like he's after like level 18 or something, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I don't know if that's like after 100 fights you get to evolve into him.
I hate when they make evolutions like that where
like
you gotta do stupid specific stuff, like you gotta spin around in a loop before you can evolve this Pokemon. It's like, bro, we've been through enough experiences where this is my friend, we've been fighting together, we've been walking at them blacked out multiple times together. Like, at this point, you know, just evolve. Bro.
Cut me a break.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, I thought that was to me it seems like a cool way. I guess also because of how Sirfetch'd look, because he does look like a tough guy with the lance and the shield, so it's kind of like you got to be worthy of having him. Because I don't know what level would make sense for him to evolve at. In my mind, if he is gonna be strong, I would think in the 30s or 40s, like dragons and stuff usually do. But I don't know. I think that's a cool idea. The design is tight though overall.
Yeah, it definitely looks cool.
Between the eyebrows and the long lance and the shield.
Into going from brown to white.
Which, this is one of those evolutions that makes you think about Pokemon and just obviously no logic makes sense. But it's like, where the hell did you get the time to make that? Like in the time
of the sword?
Yeah, like because obviously like every Pokemon does that in some weird way. But then he's just like, oh yeah, I gotta brought this with me too.
it's like that mug is like 2 or 3 times his size too. It's like huge compared to him.
So he's like funny. 2 feet tall. How big does he say? Is like 2 feet 7, which is like the size of my children. But yeah, I like what Sirfetch'd is doing. They showed him doing some like, you know, fighting moves, which like I said, he is fighting type. He just looks badass, really. But also looking at Sword and Shield, because in the beginning, even I was like hype on it, which we've talked about numerous times. But one, the graphics seem to be getting a lot smoother as the trailers keep getting released, and also the designs of Pokemon. I think they're not like. I feel like with Pokemon, you got to be outlandish, but not to the point of like, what the hell am I looking at?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what they've been doing with like the last ones with Poltegeist and
that's what I was just
Cramorant.
looking at, Poltegeist, because it's like what? It's just because it's like, I mean, it's a ghost type and it's like a teapot, kettle. I don't know. It's just like, it's just like, okay, I got you.
I like Poltergeist because he just has this like, what's up, guys? Like look on his face.
Like, hey, I mean, because he got that like broken teapot lid as like a hat basically, and it's making him look kind of goofy. So it's like, what's up, y'all? I'm just hanging around the teapot, kicking it.
I wonder if Poltergeist is gonna have an evolution or not.
Classification: Black Tea Pokemon.
Cause that's something overall with Sword and Shield. Like, well, first question I should ask you is, how do you feel about the releases overall in terms of, I guess, designs and also just the variety in what they have shown? Because they haven't shown a lot, but they've shown, in my opinion, they've shown enough.
I like the whole Galarian. But I like the whole like European vibes though, and it's like, cause it's like these Pokemon are the same, like Cormorant basically is like Pelipper, you know what I'm saying? But it's not, cause you know they got different kind of birds in Europe or whatever. So it's like I'm appreciative
the choices they've made.
Yeah, like the design styles and like even like Roly-Poly is basically like Geodude looking, you know what I'm saying? But it's
you gotta get you a little rock somewhere.
Yeah, so I think it's cool.
Yeah, I'm pretty interested in seeing how the evolutions go overall, because I think right now, looking at what Joe Merrick was saying on Twitter about, I think there's like 450 Pokemon that are confirmed to be in here, and between like the 20 that have been announced that are new, I think. So how many more? We're gonna get some evolutions out of there, I would think. Cause to me, I feel like 100 new Pokemon is what we need.
Yeah.
But obviously, I'm not designing Pokemon either. Like, how did you feel about getting like the last two generations? You got like probably 70 new ones in each. Do you want a lot, or?
I mean, I'll say yeah, cause I'm appreciative of the new stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, I like the classics, and you want to have that. But I'm the kind of person that also, if I'm presented with the classics, more than likely I'm gonna choose them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, with the last couple of generations, like you said, where it's like 70 of them. Well, most of my parties was like older Pokemon.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Especially
it's like,
Sun and Moon, because some of them you couldn't get till late, or they were harder to find.
So it's like, because I remember even like you was like looking for what was that mug?
Marini, I think.
Yeah,
that was tough
for a long time, and it's just like you want that Pokemon, so it's cool to go look for it, and like that's kind of part of it, the hunt and the search and all that. But at the same time, it's like, in the meantime, you still gotta have a party. You know what I'm saying? You still gotta run around with Pokemon. So who you gonna pick? You know, probably the ones that you know. Or, you know what I'm
that's
saying?
the point of being in a new area. You want them new experiences and stuff. Which obviously everybody wants all the Pokemon, and that was the tagline for every guy to catch them all and stuff. And they've said, you know, however many times that they're not gonna do it right now, so we just kind of gotta live with it. But you know, I'm fine with it being 100 new. You know what I'm saying? After that, it's like, okay, you're probably stretching. Then it's just gonna be the ones you don't care about at all anyway. But having variety is fine. But at the same time, we kind of have to have a good balance.
Cause I think out of 100, if you say you didn't mess with like what 12 or 13, I mean that's kind of a lot. You know what I'm saying when you think about it. But at the same time, it's not exactly. That's a big chunk that you are going to like, or you know what I'm saying. Like, so I appreciate the fact that even them saying it's gonna be 100, or you know what I'm saying, because like I said, that's a lot.
Yeah, and you know, out of the designs, I would say I really don't dislike any of the new designs between the starters or, you know, any of the ones that they have shown.
Yeah.
Because even like, I don't see any that I'm like, oh, I'm not even going to try that. There's one Impidimp that was revealed at E3 back in June, but they haven't exactly shown him like an official artwork or like talked about him in a video. He was just kind of there. So he showed up in gameplay in one of the last trailers, but they haven't exactly been like, look at this guy, and he's not like on the official website or anything like that. So it's kind of strange that they did that.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that was like they didn't mean to do that type thing or what.
But just being like, well, look at this.
Yeah. How do you feel about Sirfetch'd and Sirfetch'd being exclusive to Sword? I know you were saying you might do Sword in general already, so I'll probably have to trade with you.
I don't even remember saying that. That's crazy. But
I think because I said I'll probably get Shield, and you're like, guess I'll get the opposite.
Yeah, that's probably. I mean, that makes sense.
There's been many sleeps since then.
But no, I think that's cool. I mean, cause like he is carrying. Sirfetch'd does have a sword and a shield. But the main thing of that is like the sword, I think, because Sirfetch'd already carried the leak, and it was basically a sword, just didn't use it as such. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think it kind of makes sense.
One thing that when I was on Twitter and stuff that I didn't think about at first, and some other people pointed out, was that because Sirfetch'd is fighting type, and there is the exclusive gym thing they're doing on this one. And then on Sword, the fighting type gym is exclusive on there. So I guess that kind of makes sense.
It even make more sense than my little whack explanation.
Nah.
My little cheap theory.
But with like Ghost is gonna be the exclusive on Shield. So I'm curious as to what that means for Galarian form on Shield side. Like what if they're, because then it makes it also kind of weird with the fact that Sirfetch'd is normal and turns into a fighting type. So I wonder what Pokemon they could do that with on the Ghost side. Because how would that work? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you just go kill the Pokemon and make them a Ghost or something.
Stab.
But I mean, it's not like they have to do that, but just from like the logic that's kind of there. Which that would be interesting though.
Or if it was just like this evolution, to change from to this evolution is so crazy that this Pokemon died in the process. So like, R.I.P.
And just like an environmental like change maybe like causes them to not live as long or something. That would be so kind of like grim.
Yeah, for sure.
That would be tight though.
Or if it was like, or even if it was like at nighttime. Like it's like a nighttime situation where it's like a werewolf or something. You know what I'm saying? Kind of make that. I think that would kind of make it like where you don't have to like kill them. You could just be like, at night, because they do have the kind that like change form.
Yeah.
Or like
depending
that.
on the time and day. And
what's that?
Areas and stuff.
What's that one called?
That Lycanroc is the werewolf that does that, and then you're talking about Morepco, that does that. When he gets hangry, he changes to purple. Which I hope he has an evolution, but I doubt it.
Yeah, that would be tight, but I feel like that's a little bit extra. Because they like, you change form and then you gotta evolve. They're like, that's cool though. I mean, that would be cool if that was the case, but you know.
How do you feel about right now with the starters? Which one are you leaning towards? Because I don't think I remember which one you said you liked the most. Because we have not seen evolutions yet, which some are surprised, and I'm kind of happy we haven't seen them yet.
If I was picking today, it would end up being between Grookey and Sobble, more than likely. Because Scorbunny looks cool, but I don't care. Something
about the, like, I have Band-Aids on my feet and my nose is bothering me with Scorbunny. I don't know why. I guess we're supposed to think that he's like a soccer player or something, but I don't like soccer, so I'm cool.
Yeah. And also, I mean, while I do like, and I guess it's not even like, I'm not even going to say that I like them. Like, upright Pokemon are cool to a certain extent. You know what I'm saying? Like, Obstagoon is tight. Yeah. You know what I mean? And like, I'm cool with that.
Depending on like, I see what you're saying.
But like, sometimes it's like weird when it's like upright, when they like upright or whatever. So
I think that about Meowth a lot. But then either way, Meowth is goofy though, honestly.
Yeah, that's nice because I just wish that Meowth could talk on the games. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
If it was like, if you caught him, then he would like walk around and talk to you and stuff. But anyway, because
put it on the list.
That's another normal type Pokemon. So
I wonder how many times they've thought about doing that before. They're probably like, no, we're not gonna give them what they want.
Shut up, get out, play it or don't.
How did you, in terms of Sword and Shield and like the wild area and like camping and the like waving a feather at the Pokemon and stuff is all that things you think you're gonna be looking forward to do?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it just from like an experimental side, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just kind of like trying it out. I don't feel like I want to try not to have no reservations toward it and just kind of like dive in and play it. You know what I mean? Where it's like, that stuff seems cool, and even like with like Sun and Moon and stuff, some of the stuff that they were showing seemed cool, but then turned out to be like, okay,
yeah, whatever.
I'll do it, I guess, but probably not or whatever. It's not gonna be a thing that I'll have. Even like I'm thinking about, which I can't even think of what that place is called now, but it's like that Cloud Realm thing with the carnival games and stuff.
Oh yeah, like the online weird area.
Yeah,
I didn't like that a lot either.
Exactly, and it's like, seeing that, it's like at first glance it looks cool. Or you go, oh dang, that's kind of tight, I guess. But once you get in there, it's weird, and it doesn't really make much sense, and they don't do a whole lot of explaining. And so it's like,
yeah,
whatever.
One thing that I'm still wondering about is the day and night cycle on Sword and Shield, and also like weather, because I don't think they've explicitly said like there's gonna be weather and there's gonna be day and night changes. Like it seems that way depending on like the wild area, which is like the more open world side of the game, but they haven't really said if that's just like that specific area is gonna be like this, and then you leave and it's like sunshine the whole time. Right. You know what I mean? Which is something that's pretty bothersome to me. And obviously, like I said earlier, Pokemon has like no logic really, but something like that just doesn't make sense though. If you're like, it's only certain areas, which I mean, you can have that like the mountain areas, obviously colder than like the tropical side or something, but it's like right next to each other. Like, wait a minute,
it's raining on one side of the map and snowing on the other.
Yeah, I don't know. So far, between them initially talking about the game in February into now, I say the incline has gone up and up for me in terms of excitement.
Hypeness.
Yeah, and I'm really, I don't know, man. I'm just excited always for Pokemon stuff. And I feel like there's a lot riding on this gen. Because I feel like Pokemon, obviously it just is like a steady line of like who likes it. And obviously there's going to be people that get into it that are like younger and stuff, I guess. But it seems like because this like the Switch is so big.
Yeah.
And then Pokemon Go and like Let's Go are kind of divisive amongst the community. I would say that like this one, especially with the national dex thing, is a lot to be like a lot to prove.
I feel like it's gonna make or break the next couple of years for Pokemon, I suppose. Yeah, I can agree with that. But well, not. But I guess I say and who did you say that you leaning towards as far as the starters go?
Oh, that's
right
funny.
Now.
For some reason I answered it in my head and I thought I said it out loud. No, I think I'm still leaning towards Sobble.
Yeah.
Now, I don't want to see the evolutions because I don't want my opinion to be swayed.
Yeah.
Because say if like Grookey's or something looks tight, then I'll be like, dang, like I gotta change my mind. But I always want to go with water like first, except when I went with Rowlet last time. So.
Now I used to be like that about fire, and I don't even know why, but I don't know.
It happens that way.
Yeah, so I just end up because last time, the first time I picked Cineroar, and then I picked Rowlet, I think, or vice versa or whatever. So I mean, not Cineroar, but you know what I'm saying. So,
yeah,
I'm gonna change it up.
And so far, they've shown 3 gyms. They show Fighting and Ghost Gym, which are exclusive to either side, and then they showed the Grass Gym and the Water Gym. So we've seen 4, I guess technically 3 gyms. You count the other ones as split. So we don't really know if there's gonna be like a Dark Gym or Ice Gym or whatever, or even like what the first gym is gonna be, if they're gonna just throw like the softball and it's just like a grass type or rock type gym like they normally do.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Or bug type or something. Some
normal type or something.
Yeah, that's all I really want is just good diversity in the beginning of the game in terms of like who you can have, and I don't want to get stuck with the normal. I got a normal type, got a grass type thing. Like It's fine, but then it can get kind of stale. At least for
Man,
people that play it all the time.
I walk around with an empty party before I start catching normal type.
Whole bunch of rats and birds.
Walk around with nothing, just my starter, me and my starter before I start catching a bunch of normal type Pokemon, or even just a couple.
And to answer my own question about like what with the new things like camping and stuff, I'm interested in the new camping mini game, like sitting there with your Pokemon. But I'm also not excited for it just because I don't want it to be a thing where they make you do it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's like actual benefits that always are there, then okay. But if it's just kind of like I don't have to worry about a thing, then I probably won't do it at all.
Yeah.
Which is how other things can kind of happen. I'm just more so worried about the day and night cycle and weather, I guess.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, as like trivial as that sounds, that's kind of like a big part of it. You know what I mean? Like being in a world and like the night or the day doesn't change or whatever. I don't know. And I guess because also there are things in Pokemon that make a difference if it's night or day. You know, like you were saying, like and rock and stuff. And it's like if you take that whole aspect out, it's like, I don't know, it just seems weird to me. Or to like leave it as a toss up. But I guess we'll see as we get closer.
And you know, Pokemon Company Game Freak is so prone to like taking stuff in and out of every line of games or whatever. So for what one thing is good, they put in another thing, and there's another bad thing. But we'll see. I think that's it though on discussion, I guess.
Oh yeah, how do you feel about? I guess we can just ask, like, how do you feel about the Galarian forms and like
of
the
course.
idea that they are like different of the same older gen Pokemon?
I think overall, I'm excited about Galarian forms on the sense of that one, they're not all Gen 1 related because we've seen. Well, obviously we saw Weezing get his form, and then Gen 3 Zigzagoon get the form of Obstagoon. Just a whole different color palette they have.
Yeah.
Then obviously Sirfetch'd is Galarian. So, we'll see what they do next. But I'm more excited about it because I know it's going to be some variety, at least a little bit. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, something about Alolan forms were just kind of like, I think a lot of the typings are what kind of made me like not as interested.
Yeah.
Because like Sandshrew and like Vulpix and stuff, I was like, oh, Ice type, I guess. Like they looked okay, but then I didn't even care like to use them.
Especially not Sandshrew or whatever.
Yeah, and that's a lot of what Pokemon ends up being is like how they look first. Because like Obstagoon looks like a badass, so I'm pretty sure I want to use him.
And have Obstagoon just to have him.
And like Weezing, I just think looks funny. So
yeah, I like that. I definitely like Weezing with the smokestack top hats and the mustache. And stuff. I think that's funny. And I don't really care about
Weezing.
Yeah, it's not something that I stray away from, but it's not something that I'm like, oh, I need one of those, But yeah, I definitely probably have one with smokestack hats. That's tight to me.
And I like the typing on Galarian Weezing since he's poison and fairy. That's definitely gonna be interesting to see and like what moveset it has. So we'll see how that works out really. In terms of like what I still want to see some different, like, Sirfetch'd got fighting type, but seeing Pokemon getting a whole bunch of like weird typings would be cool. Yeah. Seeing some more like water fire types, or like, I don't like fairy a lot, but seeing some like weird fairy variations and like steel cool. And stuff.
Still to see that kind of stuff mixed up, because like you said, a lot of the Pokemon you're not gonna mess with. Of course, you probably catch them just to have them, or just to fill up the Pokédex or whatever. But you don't care. I'm not gonna use it actually or nothing.
It's something I didn't think about until I saw on Twitter was that electric types are only like 14%, I think, of the Pokédex. I think it's like super low. There's only like 60 or something electric type Pokemon.
But when you think about it though, that makes sense, because you don't really see them very often
at all,
and like it's hard. You gotta do specific stuff to get them stuff. Because I remember when I was trying to get Electivire, And you gotta trade, and you gotta get a magnet, and
gotta
you gotta
get a magnet.
Put a backpack on.
I can't find a magnet in any of these places.
You gotta walk to Brooklyn and get a piece of cheesecake. So it's like, dang, that doesn't kind of make sense or whatever.
That's funny.
So I wonder, like, what'll be now that you mentioned that, because I never really thought about that either, or thinking about the percentages of the rest of the types. I wonder what'll be like the most popular or the highest percentage type on this one.
Probably always the same grass and water as always, sadly.
Yeah.
I hope there probably gonna be a lot more fighting types, and I'll say fighting and steel might have a lot more this time.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm probably wrong.
And maybe Ghost too, because just because the whole fighting and Ghost.
Yeah,
thing
and that the parallel they made.
So they'll probably try to, put some more focus on Ghost type too, which they got a little bit more focus in the last Pokemon also.
Mm-hmm.
With like Mimikyu and, that whole like grocery store scene.
Yeah.
Where you have to go in there or whatever. So I think that's what I think will be the, another popular one or whatever.
That'd be dope.
Or at least I hope.
I don't think I have anything. Do you?
Nah.
And on that note, we'll be back on the next update of Pokemon, which probably be in the next couple weeks since we're only less than 2 months out now.
Yeah, man. It's crazy. Time, boy.
And on that note,
we out.
Thanks for listening.
Like nerd Pokemon. Peace.